Currently wearing our Larsenite shirt. It is on the website if you want to get one. The Larsenite shirt. If you have never read that, I suggest you at least go and read the Larsenite shirt. And honestly, I think I'm going to read it right now because I don't know. Oh, God, we're getting so fired up right now. I'm fucking pissed that I have to do this. Do you know how hard it is to admit the truth when you believe that the truth was something else? And I do think at least 1 and 3, for the record, are true on this Larsenite shirt. But I don't know if I can say that for number 2 anymore. Larsenite is a noun, even though Broke Joe thinks I don't know the difference between a verb and a noun. Number 1, the definition that could be a Larsenite could be a delusional, mostly psychotic, or most likely psychotic fan of race car driver Kyle Larson. And this is the one I'm upset about. Believes the only way Kyle can lose is because his car is off, not the fact that another driver could be better. Just saying, he could be. I mean, we've seen Kyle lose races, so maybe the other guys are just better, and that's what I've been saying. But if you're a Larsenite, this is actually you. A sprint car fan, that's who you are. You love sprint cars, that's all you are at heart. And maybe you only watch NASCAR because they like the movie Days of Thunder. So they cheer for real-life characters that remind them of Cole Trickle. This is what number 3 is, the psyop at hand. The psychological brainwashing and manipulation by Hollywood that y'all all cheer against, but you're living under. So that is the definition of a Larsenite. Now, unfortunately, last night, this occurred. This was my post from the Jacksonville Speedway as the race ended. Kyle Larson just straight up outdrove the entire World of Outlaws roster. And the reason I'm not happy I posted that is because it's the truth. I found my wife cheating on me. And I defended Kyle in this entire chat post area. A guy came in there and said, not a surprise. They need to check that motor, somebody said. The first comment was not the best one. They need to check that motor, but they won't, accusing Kyle Larson of cheating to win that race. I literally just came in there and said, the motor, chassis, shocks, car didn't do that. The driver did. He straight outdrove them. There's some people trying to, is Paul Silva better than Carl Kinzer? I came in here and said the vehicle had no significant difference there. That driver won that race. Because that's what happened. Kyle Larson, and I'm sitting with the people who were at the race with me last night. Did I not point and yell and scream at you because it was loud? He's straight fucking out driving them. And I was upset, was I not? I was like, because I was watching the fucking happen. I was watching the wife cheat on me. The truth that I believed was these other guys in these sprint cars were just as good as Kyle Larson if given Kyle Larson opportunities. And I saw the bitch cheat. He straight up fucked y'all. Literally, in my opinion. Or in my experience of the situation. He fucked y'all in front of me. I'm looking at turn 3 from the goddamn grandstands. I wanted to say damn, but I never say GD. I'm in the grandstands on the back straightaway. I'm looking at him in 3, and he's a whole fucking car length above y'all, demolishing y'all in 3 and 4. He even said it, I believe. I was seeing this at lap fucking 11 or 12. Okay, well, Chaz, he didn't pass Macedo at 11 or 12. No, he didn't. But everybody saw him up there. And then he passed Macedo and had a caution. Macedo got to see him enter up there into 3 and 4 because he was way closer than me and continued to cheat. Kyle Larson didn't cheat the fucking entry of the corner. He slammed that motherfucker in there and went after it. He didn't fuck around. And I'm watching Carson Macedo and David Gravel, which you fell through the field. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm watching Carson Macedo, David Gravel, Shoot Hard, all of Kofoids, all of them. You watch this motherfucker into that corner a car length ahead of you, and you ain't up there. Hodenshaw was the only one maybe getting close, but he still wasn't there. He was another fucking right rear tire ahead of y'all's ass in 3 and 4. All of you, even Hod, your Hod line. Well, the Hod line's gone. The Larson line's here. The Hod line don't work. if last night wasn't fucking evidence. The high line gets its ass whipped. The ending here, I'm sorry, Hod. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said, but this is my problem. This, what I'm talking about, is my problem. This isn't y'all's problem. It's what y'all are. See, I believed in y'all and thought you were just as good as Kyle and done a lot of shit and fought for it and went to extremities, persecution, ridicule, and hatred for standing up for that thought, while everyone else was telling me they ain't. Even some of the fucking drivers, they sit there, finish second, and say they ain't as good. Is that basically what Carson Macedo did last night? Got out of the car and basically said, I fucking suck. Kyle can run the car like that, but I can't. Okay. So I'm standing up for a belief, I guess, instead of some factuality. I mean, David Gravel, he's got the most responsibility, technically, because he's considered the best of all right now. He falls throughout the field. You think the show would be as boring as it is right now, with everybody just starts where they are and finishes where they finish? Oh, well, they just can't drive through the field now because everybody's so close. Really? Or do we truly actually got the leftovers that weren't good enough to go to Cup? Maybe that's who we actually got. Because based on Jacksonville, that's what we got. That's what we're left with. I just saw the difference. Kyle Larson could have started 20th in that main event last night and won that son of a bitch. He would have took the lead with 10 to go. You give 40 laps to that motherfucker and he's gone. And I'll tell you what, I think Christopher Bell could be close. But you know who won't be close to doing that? David Gravel, Logan Schuchart, Carson Macedo, Michael Kofoid, Rico Abreu, Tyler Courtney. Brad Sweet. Who am I forgetting? If Bell and Larson was on these tours right now, y'all would really be fucking racing for third. You got fucking the one hitter, one of the hitters in victory lane saying, I'm not as good. Okay, I'm going to stop saying you are. I'm going to stop believing in that you're something that you're not. But end of the day, this is my problem. I am the problem here for believing that y'all are just as good as Kyle. Because the truth that I'm having to accept is that you ain't. Sorry, that was Southern. You are not. Oh, you said it like some Southern redneck. You ain't. Let me say it for everyone to understand. You, sprint car drivers of the world, you are not as good as Kyle Larson. And that is the truth. You are not. And that's a truth I don't want to admit, but I've always tried to face the facts. Kind of said something very similar when he did what he did to y'all at Volusia, but then it looked like, oh, maybe there was some hope. Nope, I don't know if there was hope for anybody at Knoxville. Rico won, but I'm starting to think that maybe Kyle's car was just off. I honestly am starting to think that the only way Kyle Larson loses is because his car's fucking off. Because when the driver gets measured, which is why I'm a fan of short track sprint car racing, because we take all that motor and that money in that car and we throw it out the fucking building on a short track, buddy. You got to fucking drive when you're on some fucking short track. You just can't drive in the corner and let your bars and your shocks and your ride heights take you around the fucking track. And you can have a better car and beat somebody. On that short track, we throw that shit out the window. So that's why I like the short tracks, because the motherfucking drivers show up. And if you can't drive, you fall throughout the field. And I know Kyle got beat last year at Jacksonville, but whatever the fuck happened at the Chili Bowl when he learned how to ride on top of a cushion, that shit's carried on and he's added another tool to the tool belt. And y'all are fucked now. At Volusia, when he won, and it was maybe the car, and that's why Gravel lost. But at Jacksonville, there wasn't no fucking car scenario. Y'all should have been able to outdrive him, and your whole entire fucking field couldn't even get up on the cushion and drive. Your Carson Macedo, who's what people think is the closest thing to threatening Gravel for the championship on a consistent basis, literally is sitting in victory lane saying he's better than me. So I'm only depending on David Gravel to maybe be better because your other guys are already admitting it. But the results we cannot deny. Kyle Larson has only ran 7 races with the World of Outlaws this year in 2025. 7 races. You know how many times he's fucking won, bitch? 4. Everybody else has ran 18. David Gravel has 5.